Hello student. Today we are going to discuss about the second part of the chapter 4 Bipin Babu's lapse of memory. So earlier in class we had get to know that Bipin Babu he had forgotten the memory what Parimal Ghosh was saying. He has never gone to Ranchi, he has never been to Ranchi and he has never gone to Hundru Fall as well. But Parimal was telling all the details like he's having no family members, he's having a habit of reading books, okay, whenever he goes for the sightseeing. Now let's see what happens in the second part. So, as Bipin Babu's car was safely parked in Betram Street by the Lighthouse Cinema, he told the driver as he got into the car, "Just drive by the Ganga. Will you, Sitaram?" Driving up the Standard Road, Bipin Babu regretted having paid so much attention to the intruder. He had never been to Ranchi, no question about it. It was inconceivable that he should forget such an incident which took place only 6 or 7 years ago. He had an excellent memory, unless Bipin Babu's head reeled. So, here Bipin Babu he went towards his car that was parked in Bedram Street nearby a lighthouse cinema. As he sat in the car, he told his driver Sitaram to drive by the Ganga. While the driver drove up the Standard Road, Bipin Babu felt immense regret at having given so much importance to the man. He knew he had never been to Ranchi and he was sure about it. He knew it was impossible for him to forget about such an important time of his life and that too not for very long ago. It was only a period of 6 to 7 years, and regardless, he had no doubts related to his flawless memory unless his head was shocked or confused. Now let's see the second paragraph. Was he losing his mind? But how could that be? He was working daily in his office. It was a big firm and he was doing a responsible job. He wasn't aware of anything ever going seriously wrong. Only today he spoke for half an hour at an important meeting, and yet the man knew a great deal about him. How? He even seemed to know some intimate details. The bag of books, wife's death, brother's insanity. The only mistake was about his having gone to Ranchi. Not a mistake, a deliberate lie. In 58, during the pujas, he was in Kanpur at his friend Haridas Bagchi's place. All Bipin Babu had to do was to write to no. There was no way of writing to Haridas. Bipin Babu suddenly remembered that Haridas has left with his wife for Japan some weeks ago and he didn't have his address. Now see, will it be apt for to say that Bipin Babu was losing his mind? It was quite impossible to believe because he worked at a big firm and he worked daily. He had a responsible job. Even if there was something not right, he never realized that there was something major going on with him. But that particular day, he spoke for a stretch of only half an hour at a very important meeting. But it is also true that the man knew quite a lot about Bipin Chaudhary, and that too some very personal details. Details like wife's death, bag of books, and brother's insanity are quite intimate details for a stranger to know about. The man was right about everything except the fact that Bipin Babu had been to Ranchi. The man was not making a mistake, but he spoke a deliberate lie. Bipin Babu was sure that he was in Kanpur at the pujas in 58 and he stayed at his friend Haridas Bagchi's place. Bipin Babu just needed to write to Haridas to clear the matter. But he suddenly remembered that he couldn't because he had moved to Japan a weeks ago with his wife and Bipin Babu did not have his new address. But where was the need for proof? He himself was fully aware that he hadn't been to Ranchi, and that was that. So Bipin Babu he thought that there was no need for proof because he was quite sure that he had never been to Ranchi and there was no doubt about it. Now, coming to the next paragraph, the river breeze was bracing and yet a slight discomfort lingered in Bipin's Babu mind. Around Hastings, Bipin Babu decided to roll up his trousers and take a look at his right knee. There was the mark of an old inch long cut. It was impossible to tell when the injury had occurred. Now, see, so as the breeze along the rivers was comforting, but Bipin Babu's mind was still not at peace. Amidst everything, he decided to roll up his trouser to see if his right knee has a mark. He did find an inch long cut, but it was nearly impossible to tell the date of the injury. Now, moving towards the next, had he never had a fall as a boy and cut his knees? He tried to recall such an incident but couldn't. Then Bipin Babu suddenly thought of Dinesh Mukherjee. The man had said that Dinesh was in Ranchi at the same time. The best thing surely would be to ask him. He lived quite near in Baninathan Street. What about going right now? But then, if he had really never been to Ranchi, what would Dinesh think if Bipin Babu asked for a confirmation? He would probably conclude Bipin Babu was going nuts. No, it would be ridiculous to ask him. So, very next moment, we know that he began wondering if he ever fell when he was a boy and cut his knee. No matter how much he tried, he could not think of a time when he got himself injured. Amidst of all this, he suddenly remembered that the man Parimal Ghosh he also mentioned that Dinesh was in Ranchi with him too. So he thought it would be best to ask him about it. He lived in Baninathan Street, which was nearby. He thought of visiting him at the very moment, but the thought of what Dinesh would think if he asked him about the trip and he had never really been to Ranchi made him stop. He was afraid Dinesh would conclude that Bipin had gone mad. So he did not ask him because it was really a ridiculous idea. Now, coming to the next paragraph, and he knew how ruthless Dinesh's sarcasm could be. Sipping a cold drink in his air conditioned living room, Bipin Babu felt at ease again. Such a nonsense. Just because they have nothing else to do, they go about getting into another's people here. So, moreover, Bipin Babu, he was well aware how merciless Dinesh could be when he was being sarcastic. As he sipped his cold drink in the air conditioned living room, he finally felt relaxed. He thought how annoying it was that just because people do not have much to do, they start bothering others. Now, let's see the next paragraph. After dinner, snuggling in bed with one of the new thrillers, Bipin Babu forgot all about the man in Newmarket. Next day in the office, Bipin Babu noticed that with every passing hour, the previous day's encounter was occupying more and more of his mind. If the man knew so much about Bipin Babu, how could he make such a mistake about the Ranchi trip? Now, see, after post dinner, he forgot all about the strange man in the new market as he snuggled in bed with one of his new thrilling books. But the next day, he realized when he was in office that the last day's incident was taking more of his attention as each hour passed. He started thinking that if the man knew even the most personal details about Bipin Babu, how could he be inaccurate about the Ranchi trip? Now let's see the next paragraph. Just before lunch, Bipin Babu decided to ring up Dinesh Mukherjee. It was better to settle the question over the phone. At least the embarrassment on his face wouldn't show. 235616. Bipin Babu dialed the number. Hello, is that Dinesh? This is Bipin here. Well, what's the news? I just wanted to find out if you recalled an incident which took place in 58. 58? What incident? Were you in Kolkata right throughout that year? That's the first thing I have got to know. Wait, just a minute. 58? Just let me check in my diary. So, after having a lunch, sorry, just before the lunch, Bipin Babu, he decided to confirm with Dinesh Mukherjee. He thought of clearing the matter over a call would save him from facing the embarrassment before Dinesh. So he dialed his number 235616 and heard hello as Dinesh picked up the call. Bipin Babu confirmed if it was Dinesh on the line. Dinesh replied by asking him what news he had. Bipin Babu preferred not to go round and straight away asked him if he remembered the events that took place in 58. Dinesh asked Bipin Babu to be a bit clear. Bipin Babu asked him in direct sense if he was in Calcutta that particular year. Dinesh told him that he will have to check his diary for that. Now, let's see the next what happened. So, for a minute there was silence. Bipin Babu could feel that his heartbeat had gone up. He was sweating a little. Hello, yes, I've got it. I've been out twice. Where? Once in February nearby to Krishnanagar to a nephew's wedding. And then. But you would know about this one, the trip to Ranchi. You were there too. That's all. But what's all this sleuthing about? No, I just wanted to. Anyway, thanks. Bipin Babu slammed the receiver down and gripped his head with his hands. He felt his head swimming. A chill spread over his body. There were sandwiches in his tiffin box, but he didn't eat them. He had lost his appetite. Now, as there was a silence between them while Dinesh checked his diary, at that time Bipin Babu could feel his heart rate going up and he had even started sweating. Dinesh came back and resumed speaking. He told Bipin Babu that he had been out twice in 58. Upon being asked, Dinesh told that he went out once to attend his nephew's wedding in Krishnanagar in February, and the second he said Bipin Babu would also know about it because he was there with him. They had gone together to Ranchi. Dinesh asked Bipin Babu the reason behind his question, to which he did not give a reply and hung up. He held his head with his hands and felt as if his head was swimming. He even experienced chills all over his body. He had brought sandwiches in his tiffin box for lunch, which he did not eat because he had lost his appetite. So, students, today's class is up to this. Next, we will start from the third part. Thank you, student.